Man, oh man, am I excited that it's Cadbury season again. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Life Advice with Hunter, week 17. Holy shit, we are quickly coming up on 20 weeks. That is pretty fucking insane. Just wait until we get to the point where we're at a whole year of doing this, and I'm excited, man. It's been fun, and I'm still enjoying it as long as you guys are. But before this video gets started, I just want to say that I hope that you guys go down there, hit that subscribe button, press that like button. That way I know that you guys are enjoying the content. It lets me know that you guys want to keep seeing more of this content, and it helps me know if you guys are enjoying the content. I also just want to quickly mention that down below there's actually a link to the Point C Discord. If you're interested in joining, we just kind of hang out, chill, chat, play games together. It's just a chill environment if you want to come in, hang out, see what's going on with the guys. And as you can tell, I'm a little sick. I'm not throwing up or anything like I was a couple weeks ago with food poisoning, but I am definitely sick. So if I sound a little congested or a little tired even, it's that. But anyways, I'm back at it once again this week. And this week, I wanted to kind of chill a little bit and talk about something that we talked about almost near the start, which was college. Now, we're not talking about college, but we're going to be talking a little bit about hard work, what that looks like, and why it's important. So first of all, how does this relate to that college topic all the way back then? Well, to get into a college, you need to work your ass off, bro. You can't simply glide your way through high school and expect to get into a decent university or a good university, depending on where you want to go. Now, we're not talking about getting into college today, but today I just wanted to talk about dedication and hard work and how it pays off. So I just want to go down my journey a little bit, tell you some stories of people that I know, and then also what you can do to start your journey today. Then also just some advice that I can overall give about hard work. So first of all, we're going to talk about my experience a little bit. I worked pretty hard in school because I knew that I wanted to go to a good school. Now, the school that I ended up going to is a good school, but it's an expensive school. So I worked very hard to make sure that I was able to get scholarships and also just ensure that I was able to get financial aid and all those other things that are somewhat merit-based. Some of them are not, but that's a whole different discussion for another day. But what is important is that you need to work hard. And that could be saving money, that could be simply studying more, that could be doing your homework and turning it in on time for some people. But what is important is that is the best place to start your hard work. The reason why I mention that is because if you are not putting in that effort, you are not putting in the hard work that it takes to get through school with decent grades. I'm not talking about straight A's or 4.0 GPAs. We're talking about decent grades here. It is going to take some work. And it's not something that you're going to be able to get by simply staying up all night and playing Halo. And I still did quite a bit of that, especially on the weekends, bro. When Cold War was a thing, we were playing a lot of Cold War. But the point is that I still put my studies above other things. I was still working every single day at Subway or McDonald's later on in my high school career. I was working. And that's actually a great way to start training your brain, your body, your mental capacity for those long, hard days that you're probably going to have to go through. If this is the path that you want to go down, what you're going to end up doing. The reason why I mention that is because knowing that I was able to study and I knew that I was able to work decently hard throughout high school, I knew that I was going to be able to make it through college in multiple different ways. Number one is I knew how to balance a workload, and college is a bigger workload, so I was able to balance that. Number two, it was work. I, once again, have held a job throughout high school. I hold a job now. I work here digitally. I've done a lot of different things in my life, and I'm a busy man. And the important is that if you're able to balance joy, happiness, schoolwork, and high school, you're going to set yourself up for success in college and moving on into your professional life. Because when you're able to practice these things, you are practicing those muscle memories and the sort of habits and activities that you're going to need to learn and you're going to need to be able to use throughout your professional life. Not just in college, but in your professional life. Every single day, I start my day by making a little checklist. In that checklist, doesn't change much every single day, but I have a small little checklist going that essentially, for me at least, breaks down everything that I need to do in a day, right? So I always have brushing my teeth on there, and I always have taking a shower at the end of my day. I'm a night shower guy. But anyways, why do I do that? The reason is because your brain gets a little bit of dopamine whenever you complete a task. And if your brain can basically check a list off whenever you complete something like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, cooking breakfast, and you're able to physically check that off on your phone or in actual notebook, however you want to do it. When you're able to physically say, I did this, and not just mentally do it, your body has this really interesting positive reinforcement reaction where the body knows that it gets a positive feedback loop whenever it does these things. And I'm not talking about treating yourself with a soda every fucking time that you do something basic, bro. It's not what we're talking about. But what we are talking about is simply checking off, hey, I got up today, I made my bed, and I brushed my teeth. That's what I would recommend. Just start with small stuff. If you don't have a general schedule like I do every single day, this is what I would recommend. Start a small little list. Put making your bed and brushing your teeth on it. Those are the two that I'm going to recommend to you to always put on your list, right? Because your body is going to get used to doing those things. It's going to start to enjoy those tasks, knowing that every time that we get up, we get to do these two things that overall gives us a positive feedback loop. And the thing is that our body needs pleasure just as much as it needs struggle. And we've been talking a lot lately about that struggle, but I also want you to be able to work with that positivity. I want you to be able to have a nice balance where you are comfortable and you are doing those things that make you feel positive, right? So I'm going to share with you what's on my list for today, and we're just going to talk about why I have each thing on there. So number one, I have make bed. Number two, I have brush teeth. It's also Tuesday, so there's some special things on here that I'll break down. I then have eat breakfast, which I did do. And then I also have go to class because I have a 9 a.m. on Tuesday mornings. And then I also have here eat lunch. I then also have do laundry. I then also have record life advice. I then also have record Halo Infinite gameplay. I then also have, and then I have go to 3:30 class. So this is my basic list that I have here. And then I also have eat dinner, and then I also have take shower. Now, as you can see here, that's my list for the day. This is what my typical Tuesday list looks like. So I just want to break this down a little bit. So number one, like I mentioned, all the way back in week one, I always start my day by getting up and making my bed. But the thing is that having that small little list in the morning helps me get up, and it helps my brain know, hey, we got stuff that we need to get done before we go to class, right? Or we need to go to work. In this case, I don't work today, but anyway. The point is that I have this little list that breaks down everything that I need to get done on a typical Tuesday. The importance of this. Every single day that I get up, I'm relatively excited knowing what's coming, right? I know that I get to do these things every single day that's going to drive me to push to get this stuff done. So I want you to remember that. I want you to get up and look at that list. That's the first thing that you should do. Look at that list. Typically, I would make it the night before or the morning of. Look at the list. Mark off what you can. As soon as you get up, start by doing those small few tasks, brushing your teeth, making your bed. There we go. We got 2 done there. Our brain's going to be happy with us. Our body is going to react in a positive manner that it normally wouldn't react in if we weren't actually physically, not mentally, checking off this list. Because a lot of us already do these things every single day. A lot of us already eat breakfast. A lot of us already brush our teeth. Well, I hope that we're brushing our teeth. But the point is that typically we're not checking that off a list. What we typically do in Western society is that we mentally check it off. And we don't physically stop to check it. Now, I also want to share some personal stories about, growth and hard work. Number one is this series. Now, I don't want to brag or anything, but this series went from being very small to growing a bit. Now, it's not a massive series or anything. It's still small. But the point is that this series grew because I didn't give up on it. I didn't do it for 2 weeks and then I gave up. And I want to remind you of that. If you're trying something new, you're working on a project, you're working on an art piece, you're working on a video, whatever it may be, I don't want you to give up after working on it for 2 weeks or whatever it may be in your time frame. I want you to be able to get up every single day and be excited to work on it and understand. And I want you to fantasize. Once again, you can put this down on the list if you want. I want you to fantasize about what that future looks like if this is the big thing. If this is the big ticket item that people realize how creative and how special you are. And that's what I tell myself when I feel doubtful about either Point C or I feel doubtful about life advice. No joke, this is what I do every single time. I stop for a minute and I take a step back and I look at what I've done. When I started working at Point C, we were at like 15 subscribers. The point is look at where we've gotten. And that's what I tell myself whenever I have that self-doubt. I am able to look at what I've done and created, and I can work towards that. Is that I want you to be able to tell yourself that. I don't want you to rely on other people to tell you that you're the one that's doing great. Because here's the thing. You're not always going to have that person that's going to be there to support you. They might not see the same goal as you do. Now, I'm lucky in the case where I have Noah, right? Where if either one of us are feeling down, we can talk to each other about that sort of thing because this is our brainchild. You know who wouldn't? My mother. My mother would have no fucking clue why I'm excited about this, why I'm passionate about this. She can be like, oh, that's cool that you're working on this little podcast thing. She has no fucking clue what any of it means. And that's no, like, diss at my mom. My mom isn't a content creator. My mom doesn't make YouTube podcasts giving high schoolers life advice. That's not what my mom does. My mom has a completely different job field, right? And we're going to get into my mom and dad in just a minute and how you can tell their stories when it comes to hard work. But the important thing is that I want you to notice that I mentioned that, right? Like, you can't always rely on everybody to give you the positive reinforcement to tell you, hey, don't give up. You're killing it. You're going to have to tell yourself that. Like I mentioned, you're going to have to be able to pick yourself up out of the mud from time to time. You're not always going to have a best friend standing right next to you being, hey, dude, get the fuck up. They're not always going to be there. I won't always be there. But what is important is that you need to learn how to pick yourself up when it comes to these topics, these ideas that you are excited about. The passion that you have for your project is what's going to drive it. If your passion dries up after a week of working on it just because it got 2 views on the first run through, you're never going to fucking succeed, bud. I'm sorry, but nobody made it overnight. There's maybe 10 examples that I can think of off of hand that made it overnight. And guess what? They're 1 in a billion. But you know who did work his ass off to get where he's at? People like woodysgamertag, people like jschlatt, people like Markiplier, people like Jacksepticeye, people like PewDiePie. All these people that didn't just work for one day. It didn't happen overnight for them. What happened was hard work and dedication, and they worked hard at it. They never gave up, and they constantly worked at it. That's what I want to remind you of, is that there's never going to be an easy way out. Life is a fucking nightmare. Every single day is a different challenge that you need to adapt to. And I just want you to remember that. While we talk about this topic, I want you to be thinking, what am I passionate about? What am I chasing, right? Because a lot of people that are going to be listening to this are going to be going after those creative industries. What do I want to do? What is my vision for my future? And I want you to chase that every single day. No matter what it takes, you can't simply fall on the ground and give up. Every single day, you have to be fighting and challenging expectations of yourself and the people around you. Because let me tell you, almost every person had to sacrifice something to be successful. For me, it was hard late nights where I didn't get much sleep to get up and go to school the next day. It was sacrificing friendships, sacrificing relationships with girls, whatever it may have been, to work on this and create something that I was able to be proud of. When somebody asks me, what do? I don't go, I do that. I'm a content creator and I'm working at it every day. That's what I want you to focus on today. I want you to look at those people that you look up to, your mother, your father, your grandparents, whoever it may be. I want you to look at those people. I want you to look at what they've done, what they've dedicated their time, their life to, whatever it may be. And I want you to try to figure out, what did they do that you're not doing? What do you need to do to be like them? Ask them for advice. Figure out what are they doing that you're not actively doing this moment and add it to your routine. Now, there's some obscene routines out there for a lot of like celebrities and things that are like, I get up at 3:30 every day and I go to the gym and I work out and then I go to bed at 2:30. No, you're not going to listen to those people. The real successful people, the local business owner that lives down the street from you, that has it all. What did he do differently that you're not doing? I want you to figure what that out is. Then I want you to work at it. I want you to actively practice those techniques that they're going to give you. And I want you to use that to push forward and to dedicate yourself to your passion. And I want you to learn that hard work does pay off eventually. Anyways, boys, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I hope that everything is going well with you guys today. I just once again want to say thank you for supporting Life Advice the past 17 weeks. And if you feel like you want to hear a specific topic or you need some advice on something, leave a comment. Let me know what's going on, and I'll do my best to give you the best advice that I can. You can also send me an email or shoot me a message on either Twitter or Instagram. I look at both pretty often, so I won't miss it, I promise. Anyways, if you haven't already, go down there, hit that subscribe button, press that like button, leave a comment, tell us what you thought about the video. Lets us know that you guys are enjoying the content and to make sure that you won't miss a single video that we post. Anyways, boys, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and peace.